What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. And today, or this week actually, I'm going to be showing you guys what a full week looks like for me. I've been slacking a little bit when it comes to some of the new pickups I got, so I'll show you guys some new pickups, show you guys some of the stuff I sell throughout the week. I'm sure it won't be all of it, but should be a good chunk of it, and just kind of show you guys what it's like selling sports cards. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to show you guys some of the stuff that got here in the mail yesterday. So today's Tuesday. Monday, Tuesday are always big selling days. Got to start the week off strong. And here's a few things I got yesterday. I'll start it off with this one. Hope you guys get a good look at that one there. Nice 55 second year Aaron. Beautiful looking card. These were all three different packages. Got a 52 Bowman Mini Mignoso. This one's crazy sharp. But yeah, that's a great looking card. And then my favorite of the ones I got here yesterday, actually the cheapest one, it's going to be this 1948 Leaf Johnny Mize autograph. Now, I don't remember exactly what the pop count is. I'm going to check that real quick. I'm pretty sure it was under like 5 or 10, so I'm looking it up here real quick on PSA's website. Okay, so it's a pop 13, and then there's two with two that are half grade. So there's pop 15 at PSA of the Johnny Mize 48 Leaf autograph. He may have some earlier cards, but this is kind of his mainstream like rookie card. I believe he has some earlier, but this is kind of the recognizable one for him. I'll throw up on the screen what I paid on eBay for it, but that was a crazy good deal. The Bowman ones, the 48 Bowman sells for like $150. So I'm assuming there was no sales of this Leaf one, but I would assume this is a $300 to $400 card. Probably a little closer to 300, but if the Bowmans are going for 150, it's gonna be at least 250, 300 range. So I need to send that off to PSA, get that authenticated, and that should be a pretty sweet mail day when he gets back. So I'll go ahead and show you some of the more expensive cards I've gotten recently, and then just some of my favorites. I got a little pile here of slabs. We'll start off. If you guys don't know, I buy and sell sports cards full time. So if you see any cards in this video that you like, feel free to email me. I'll put that in the description. I also sell nearly every day on both X/Twitter and on Facebook. I post in Facebook groups. Garrett Wells is the name. I post in there all the time. So if there's any of these cards that you see, feel free to message me with my email or one of those other places down below. But without further ado, let's check out some of these cards. We got the Tom Seaver rookie card, PSA 7. That one is a beauty. Got that from a card shop, actually. So super nice, great looking rookie card. Another high grade rookie. So we got the PSA 7 Seaver and then the GAI 7.5 Whitey Ford. Now that is a great card. That's super, super sharp. Well-centered card, and you don't find those in a 7.5 every day. Another one we got, you guys may have seen this one on the channel. I believe I got this in the mail, so it's kind of a toss-up. Maybe I showed it, maybe I didn't. A Jackie Robinson rookie card. It's the blue tint, super, super rare. I believe the pop on these is under 200 at PSA, so that's a real tough issue. It might even be less than that. So I got like 5 more cards here to go through. These next two are pretty sweet ones. So we got one of the best looking Hank Aaron rookies you're ever gonna see. The front on this thing is freaking gorgeous. I mean, this thing has mint color. The color on it is perfect. Corners on it are very, very nice, but it was glued into an album on the back and removed. I'm sure you could kind of get some of that stuff off the back, but I'm not gonna take the chance and crack him out and do all that. But that is a beautiful looking one. And these three I got all in the same auction. I believe they're on PWCC, but I got the 68 Topps autographed. So I got Rod Carew, Steve Carlton, Fergie Jenkins, all autographed. So we'll get a closer look at some of these. But there's the Fergie there. Nice looking card, a little clean autograph. PSA 10 autograph on Fergie, PSA 10 autograph on Carew, which is a big one, a second year Carew. With how tough his rookie card is, this is a very, very popular alternative. To get one autographed is always nice. 68 Topps Steve Carlton, another Hall of Famer, great pitcher. Autograph cards, testing them out a little bit. We'll see how popular they are. I had a 67 Fergie Jenkins that I got in the mail the same day. I didn't even get to post it on my Facebook or my X accounts. It just sold immediately on eBay when I listed it. But you can never be mad about that. If you are ever interested in selling your collection, vintage only, of course, I am always buying vintage collections, so don't be afraid to either leave a comment or email, contact me in some way. If there's something you're looking to get rid of that's vintage, or just looking to sell off a part of your collection or your entire collection, don't be afraid to reach out. I'll always try to be as fair as possible. And the other ones I've gotten have basically all been some pre-war cards, some pretty nice ones though. Got the T205 Mathewson, that one's a PSA authentic. And then this one here is maybe my favorite I have at the moment. The E90-1, it's the American Caramel. In my opinion, one of the best checklists of any set. I'd say maybe the Cracker Jack set is a little bit better. But I would say after the 1914, 1915 Cracker Jack set, if I could build one other set, it would probably be this one. So you got an awesome looking Mathewson card. There's a crazy looking Wagner in the set. And then you have the shoeless Joe Jackson rookie card in that set with the nice purple background. That's amazing. You have a Tris Speaker rookie, you got Cobb. That set is incredible. So I was super happy to win that Mathewson at auction. Here's another interesting one, a 1917 Collins McCarthy. So this is a Casey Stengel. Let's say 1917, so that's a playing days, not a managing days. I got this one when I was in Nashville a month or two ago. I just thought that was a super sweet card. You hardly see any playing day stuff of Casey Stengel, so I figured I'd buy that one when I got the chance. It's not something that you see every day. And then two more here at the 38 Gaudy Hank Greenberg. Another one of my favorite sets. I'd say outside of the tobacco era, this is definitely my favorite set. And I've never had a Greenberg or really any of the more expensive cards from that set, so it's super cool to get that one. And then finally, we got a beater here, a 33 Sport Kings Ty Cobb. See, he's got some paper loss on him, but a super cool card. Never had one of those before either. So yeah, Ty Cobb stuff always sells. Everyone collects Ty Cobb. The 33 set people love. Like I told you guys a little bit ago, Monday and Tuesday are the big selling days. You got to start the week off hot. So I'll throw up a couple pictures here of some of the sales I ran. So both of these were on Tuesday. I posted a bunch of slabs and a bunch of raw cards. A couple things have started to get claimed. Let's see, I got someone just bought a 61 and a 62 Brooks Robinson. He's bought a handful of things before. Always buy some nice stuff. So that's the first sale of today. Hoping we get a bunch more rolling in here in the next couple hours. So for those of you who have been watching since the beginning of the year, some of the first videos I made this year were talking about some of my goals for 2023 in sports cards. And one of those that I mentioned a handful of times was I wanted to spend $250,000 on sports cards. So I'm sure there's a couple people out there who are wondering how that's been going and kind of want to update to that. As I record this, right now is December 12th, so we got about 3 weeks left in the year, getting down to crunch time and almost ready for 2024. So when we go to check it out, you can see here what we're at currently. $261,000 has been spent. So I can't even tell you guys how exciting that is. My first full year of selling sports cards. I was aiming for 250 and we're already past it with a couple weeks left. Hoping to even grow that a lot next year also. Now, buying is always the toughest part of the job for me. Selling cards is never a problem. There's plenty of people out there who want cards. There's plenty of demand out there for vintage cards. The hard part is buying vintage cards and enough vintage cards that you can resell them and make enough money. There's not whole groups of people out here just ready to sell off all their vintage at 60 or 70% of what it's worth. So it's a lot harder to kind of go through. I spend a ton of time buying. Buying is easily the hardest and most time-consuming part of the job. You have to be never-ending looking for cards. But the fun part for me is the buying is the most fun part. That's the part I love the most. The selling, I hate having to let the cards go. But buying is by far the most fun. You get fun either if you're at a card show or say you buy something big in the mail and when it finally gets here, you have an awesome package to open up. Mail days are amazing too. So yeah, that's a little tip for you guys. If you're thinking about selling sports cards full time, it's not the selling that's the hard part. It's gonna be the buying. All right, so I'm about wrapping it up for today. I did get a big offer on eBay, so I figured I had to turn the camera on for this one. $2,250 for that 51 Bowman Whitey Ford rookie that I just showed you guys a little bit ago. So I went ahead and accepted that offer. I'm gonna go ship that out tomorrow. But that brings the end to a very busy day. And I sold a lot of other stuff throughout the day also. I'll kind of flip through that pretty quick. Just sold this on eBay also, 68 Roger Maris, as in a 6.5. Sold these two here to the same person, 56 Mignoso and a 64 Maris. I also sold these two, the 69 Harmon Killebrew, this 57 Snyder. I don't know if I showed that earlier, but that one sold also. So that was it for today. The Whitey Ford definitely carried the day as far as sales, bringing the daily total up to 2888 in sales. It is about 1:15 at the moment, so I'm about to get ready for bed. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, it is now Wednesday. Just shipped out the Whitey Ford and everything else that sold yesterday. Had some other stuff sell on eBay last night, but today, the main thing for Wednesdays is it's gonna be Card Story Day. So that is just someone on X. His handle is @CardsStory. He'll post an awesome sellers thread where anyone who has an account, doesn't cost anything. Anyone with an account can post stuff they would like to sell. And there's a whole bunch of good people on there. I've talked about it before on the channel. In my opinion, the best place just to have a sports card community. It's the best for interacting back and forth. There's a ton of people already on there. It's completely free. So if you don't have an account, you should probably make one. I'm pretty active on there. I'm on there every single day. I'll throw up a picture of some of the stuff I posted in there. One thing I did want to talk about just very briefly today, I actually wanted to encourage more people to start their own YouTube channels, especially when it comes to vintage. I feel like there's a huge opportunity and a huge demand for videos. There's lots of people who collect vintage who want to watch videos, and there's not a lot of people who make videos. And there's not hardly anyone who makes videos that are really high quality. To be honest, the person who makes the highest quality vintage videos is Jeff Wilson and Sports Card Investor. But I think there's a definite need for someone who's very knowledgeable and has some high production quality, good editing and everything like that. Not to say any of the channels that don't have a ton of editing aren't fun to watch. Lots of people make channels just because they want to showcase their own collection, but I think there's lots of demand for similar types of content that Jeff Wilson and Sports Card Investor make for modern cards. I think there's a ton of demand out there for videos like that. I'm not the world's best editor. I do all the editing myself, so I do what I can, but they're obviously nothing like his quality type of videos. But yeah, I just feel like there's a lot of room for improvement and a lot of demand. There's tons of demand and not a lot of competition. The bar for video quality is just set pretty low. I don't know, maybe I can get at least one person out there to go start their own channel. So if you do start your own channel, let me know in the comments. I'll give you a shout out. Now I'm about to upload what will be my last video. So this one, it's Wednesday now. This is gonna be showcasing the Ballpark Memories collection. So at this point, I hope you guys already watched that video. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you haven't watched it yet, go back and check it out. I had my dad on there. We showed some of his personal collection, my personal collection, and our joint collection. And there were some pretty sweet cards in there, so go ahead and check that one out. It is now Thursday. Card Story went pretty well. Sold like 500 or so worth of stuff there, but that's already packed up and shipped out. Now it's time to take some pictures for some stuff for Thursday. Pretty soon I'm gonna have to start editing this video to get this one out. Other recent news, the Ruth this past week at REA, it sold for I think 7.2 million. Some people saying that was a little bit low. I don't really think it was that big of a deal. I think even the people at REA kind of knew it wasn't going to go for at least the all-time record-breaking sale. If you watch the interview that I believe he's the owner or CEO or something of REA, it was Jeff Wilson. Jeff Wilson kept kind of asking about breaking the all-time record, and the REA guy just kept saying, you know, people who are willing to spend 10 million on a card, kind of as like he didn't think it was going to get up to 10 million, or that he was kind of hopeful it would reach 10 million, which still would be a good bit short of the record. That, along with it's not really a set that anyone knows. People recognize it now, but no one's really building the set. There isn't any other big stars in it. In fact, the two other lots that were with it, the guy who discovered Babe Ruth and then the lots of all the commons, those both didn't even meet the reserve prices. So people seem to not be super interested in the rest of the set. As well as it being an oversized card, still a massive, massive card, but the being oversized, people just don't like quite as much as the normal trading card sizes. I mean, it still went for 7.2 million, so clearly people wanted it. But yeah, I think that's why it fell a little bit short of maybe where some people had projected. But don't all these high-end sales always fall short of what people are projecting? I think people just keep saying kind of higher and higher numbers, and then eventually it sells for a good chunk under that. Like with the LeBron logo man and a bunch of other cards. Thursday mail hasn't gotten here yet, but the FedEx has. So I got my order from Heritage here with some of the newer slabs I just got in the mail. So we take a quick look at those. Got these two Koufaxes. Starting off with the 64. That one's a SGC 5. Both of these are a little older labels. Also got a 65 and a SGC 4.5. Now there was a lot of Dodgers cards in here. So we already had the two Koufaxes, and then we got the 57 Topps. Nice looking card. Got Campy, Duke Snider, Carl Furillo, and Gil Hodges all on the same card. And then a bunch of Duke Snider slabs. Got the 60 Topps, got the 64 Topps, the 51 Bowman and a 4.5. As well as the 55 Topps Snider, which this one is a little more expensive than you would think. That's a high number. That card is actually surprisingly tough to get under $100, at least for a decent condition one. And then onto some 56 Topps. Got a handful of these, but the first one is another Snider. That's a PSA 5. And then the other 56 Topps, got the Campanella in SGC 5.5. Got the Warren Spahn, that's a newer label, PSA 6, as well as the Hank Aaron PSA 1. Doesn't have any creases, but it does have some pinholes in it. Still a really nice Aaron card though. So today is Friday. Today I woke up and I saw a lot of people on X sort of complaining about the price of Fanatics. Sort of complaining about Fanatics raising the price of these new Bowman draft, I believe, baseball packs. Whatever the new, I think it's the Bowman draft with the Tom Brady autograph in it. I'm sure lots of you guys, even if you don't do modern stuff, have heard of the Tom Brady autographs and seen a little bit of the buzz around that. But the fact that people are surprised is what's surprising me. The fact that Fanatics would raise the price of something, I mean, shouldn't stun anyone at this point. I mean, Michael Rubin he's proven he's a killer at this point. The dude is ruthless, but at the same time, he does have a bigger vision than basically anyone else for sports cards. So he's kind of leading the charge. If you want to be a part of sports cards in the next 5-10 years, it's going to be kind of like a PSA relationship where you just got to suck it up and go with Fanatics. It's just going to keep happening, and I don't think that's a problem. Everyone acts like they want the largest amount of people in sports cards, but this is kind of the downside of having that. If there's a product that's super popular, everyone's gonna want, you can either make it really expensive or make so many of them that the product just isn't worth anything and no one's gonna end up wanting it. I think Jeff Wilson was even on X a little bit, kind of going back and forth with people. And one more quick mail day before we get out of here. This is from yesterday's mail. Got the 53 Topps Pee Wee Reese, 55 Topps Jackie Robinson, along with not one, but two 55 Topps Hank Aaron's. Don't forget to check out the eBay store. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see everybody in the next one.